Tyler,
Hey, Al, can you hear me?
I can hear you, brother. Just got to speak up a little louder. We're good.
All right, cool. Let me just turn up the volume on the mic a little bit. Let me know when you think I'm at a good spot. I'm talking kind of like in a normal voice now.
Beautiful. Sounds great.
Sounds great there. Cool,
Yeah.
cool.
Let me open up the show and we're going to talk.
Sure, sounds good, Al.
All right. All right, everybody. Welcome back to the No Cover TV podcast. That's right. I'm your host, Big Al, and I take that original local and national music scene and shove it in your face. Sometimes I got to smack you up a little bit, but you got to hear it. There's some great music out there around the world, all genres, all age groups. Please check out the music. I bring you the story. I expect you to get on your tablets, PCs, stone tablets, whatever you use to hook up to the platforms and listen to these artists. Great music. Go and check out the artists. Support, support, support. Get to the shows, pay that cover charge if there is one, buy the swag. Yes, and go up and talk to the bands and everything. Don't be shy. Some of them bite, but not too hard, all right? I've dealt with that. Okay, you will survive. But please support the artists. Get their DVDs, their CDs, their albums, whatever they got, because they work hard at their music and they do this for a reason. Put a smile on your face, because in return, you're putting a smile on their face, and you're also helping them buy some equipment. Yes, it's not cheap anymore, people. Not cheap. So we got a great show for you. Of course, check out the past shows, the future shows, and of course, today's show. I'm looking forward to our guest today. We got quite a bit to chat about. So in the house is Tyler Cressman of the Just Images. Tyler, are you there?
Hey, what's going on, man? How you doing, Al?
I'm doing great, brother. Real good, man. It's good we get to talk now.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm glad to be on. Thanks for having me.
Oh, we got a lot to chat about. We're going to have a good time. So just kick back, man. Let's have some fun.
All right, man. I'm ready. Let's go.
All right. Good deal. Well, first of all, Tyler, you are you and your wife. This is about you and your wife. This is the Just Images, right?
Just imagines.
Images. Well, I don't even know how to spell it. I went to City High School. I'm sorry.
That's okay. Okay, you're not the first one. For some reason, it looks like images instead of imagines when people see it. I've had many people say that.
Well, introduce your wife. Is she there?
She's actually not right now because we're only doing it on the one microphone. But I could certainly bring her in if you wanted to have her jump in on any questions then later on. But her name is Corina. She moved over to the United States from Germany about a year and a half ago.
Oh, beautiful.
And we actually met through music during the pandemic. We were in a German-speaking Twitter group, and a producer,
Really?
producer friend of mine. I'm a German teacher in my real life, my non-musician life. So I was in my German-speaking group, and my one producer friend of mine said, "Hey, I like your song, but you need some female vocals in there." So I found Corina in the group, and then I saw her picture, and then I asked her to sing in my song, and now we're married, and now we're the Just Imagines. About almost 4 years ago now that happened.
It's amazing. And you two are a beautiful couple and great music.
Oh, really appreciate that, man. Thank you.
Yes, indeed. So we got a lot to talk about here. And I just did a show out of Italy, and we had some little, we spoke a lot of Italian. So at the end of the show, you're going to speak some German for me.
No problem. I can do that. I got you covered, buddy.
You're right. I might want to learn some other words, but we'll do that offline.
Sure. Yeah, I understand. My students are the same way. I tell them once they graduate.
Once they graduate, exactly. Yeah. Oh, good deal. Well, let me tell everybody in the podcast a little about your music, what I hear, what I see and stuff. And we're all over the board. Multi-genre music, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, let's go down the list. Folk, blues, reggae, jazz, funk, rock. And best of all, you're getting some trippy music, groovy music, and let's go dreamy. Did I get that?
Heck yeah, that pretty much covers it. Yeah, absolutely, man.
And I listening to your music and checking out stuff, and it's really cool, man.
Oh, thank you.
It is. So let's chat. Now, your wife's not there, so I'm going to pick on you. I don't want to pick on her.
Nah, that wouldn't be fair.
Not at all. So I'm coming in your head. Let's do this. All right. We're going to go back in time because I got to know some stuff. All right. Let's go back to when you were 16, my friend.
Okay.
What were you listening to at that time?
Ooh, 16-year-old me. Let me think. Definitely the Beatles, because I've been listening to the Beatles my whole life. They've always been my favorite band.
Nice.
When I was 16, I was definitely into a lot of the 60s, 70s psychedelia,
Oh,
like Pink Floyd and those kinds of bands. But I was also starting to get into like the late 90s, early 2000s, like hard rock and those kind of bands as well. Like I was listening to a lot of Tool, a lot of Rage Against the Machine, and some of those kind of bands. So I had those are definitely my 16-year-old musical influences.
well, yeah, from the Beatles to listen to the groovy stuff, which is really cool, and then jump into, like, say, Rage Against the Machine, which just get you on your feet and get you pumped.
Hell yeah.
That's great stuff. And I was just playing on the guitar before we started this. I Wish You Were Here by Pink Floyd.
Oh, wonderful song.
It is. It's a beautiful song. Beautiful song. But we're not about me today. It's about you. Okay, 16. You're listening to this stuff. Did you, at that time, at that age, want to play music, be any part of the music scene?
Yeah, I absolutely did, but unfortunately, I was like many teenagers. I wasn't exactly the most motivated teenager, so I was certainly already playing guitar. I'd say I started taking guitar lessons maybe when I was 14 or 15, so not for very long, but I didn't exactly have the
Okay.
patience or the drive to really get better. But I have this one recording of when I was like 5 years old. I had an old tape deck, right, and you could record stuff on it and everything. And even when I was 5 years old, I had a name for a band that I wanted to form one day. The name was terrible. It was the Electrifiers. But even when I was 5 years old, I was already talking about forming a band.
I love that.
Yeah.
That would have worked in the 70s.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. It would have been great then. But nowadays, kind of sounds lame now.
But, okay, so we're moving on here, and you went to college, learned German, did all this stuff, and your
Yeah.
teacher and stuff, and we moved on. So when did the music come back in your life? Was it when you met Karina?
It was a little bit before that. I had started, I'd say around like 27, 28, I started picking up the guitar again and becoming more serious about it as like my real hobby, and got another
Nice.
electric guitar and really started getting back into it. And just before the pandemic started, by chance, I had bought some kind of like cheap recording equipment to start using with my
Okay.
computer. And then the pandemic started, and I just had the perfect excuse to delve into it and start making my own songs and see what the hell could happen.
Yeah, I hear that from a lot of artists that you have survived the COVID, and they worked on a lot of new stuff and material, regrouped, and really kicking some butt. And like yourself, it gave you time to write and come up with stuff. Definitely, even though it was a crappy time.
Yeah, absolutely. I kind of feel bad. Like I kind of hit the jackpot during Corona, like finding my wife and starting all this stuff. But yeah, it was a shitty time for most people.
Right, right. So what year did you meet Karina?
We met in 2020.
2020.
Yeah.
Okay.
Our very
My
first
goodness.
song was a blues song that I wrote about how the year 2020 actually sucked with the COVID and pandemic and everything. And that's the song that we collaborated on.
That's beautiful. Yeah, I'm sure a lot of people wrote about the COVID. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I'm sure.
So when you and Karina hooked up, was she musically inclined too?
Yeah, she had a solo career going on over in
Oh,
Germany. She lived kind of
wow.
between like Cologne and Frankfurt. Her
Ooh.
stage name was Kiro Yell. Um and
Ah,
and she's into a lot of the same stuff. She likes, the trippy sound, psychedelic sound. She's a big reggae fan, so you could hear a lot of that in her solo stuff that she was doing at the time too.
wow. That's incredible. Match made in heaven, my friend.
It really was.
Nice.
Yep.
Oh, I can't wait till we talk to us about some music here in a little bit. Now, I see, you're a musical power couple. You talk about that. And the big thing is you bring in the love story into your music, don't you?
Absolutely. That's what our entire first album is about. Our debut album is called Our Love Story. And we wrote most of that while we were still separate. It took about almost 2 years for her visa to get approved to move to the United States. So we
Okay.
wrote that whole album about our trials and our tribulations and things we had to go through just to be able to be together. And then our final song on the album is called Cosmic Convergence, because we finally had our cosmic convergence.
That is really cool. And it does kind of stink that it took 2 years. When your loved one's so far away, you want them by you immediately.
Yeah. Yeah, it was really
Man.
tough. After we finally met the love of our life, and now we got to wait this long, and
Hmm.
but it's all worth it
Yeah.
now.
Yes. It was like 16 years ago when I met my wife. She was in South Carolina. I'm in Michigan. So it took us about a year You get the move and all that stuff. But yeah, you miss them. You do. But let's go on here. All right. Now, how many albums and singles have you put out?
Let's see. Just as a band before doing the solo stuff.
All together. Give me
So
solo
we did.
and band.
So we did a collaborative EP with some friends of ours called Imagined Reality, and that was our first EP. Before that, we did about 7 or 8 singles. Then we did our 13-song debut album, Our Love Story. And just a couple days ago, we uploaded to the distributors our new EP that's going to be coming out May 24th, and it's called Pandora's Box. So that'll be our third EP/album that we've released.
Sweet. Oh, yes. I need to see that, hear that when it comes out. I've been excited already. My goodness. Now, are you both writing together? Do you come up with something? She comes up with something? How's this work?
It's pretty collaborative. Sometimes we'll have the guitar riff for it first. Sometimes, and one of the songs in the EP was actually lyrics she wrote like 5 years ago, and finally we found a tune that worked for it. So it's a very, there's definitely not a linear process, and it's definitely not a process that we repeat the same way, every time either.
Oh, good deal, man. Now, instruments. Do you both play instruments? You're a guitar player. Anything else?
So on our album, I play pretty much all the instruments on the album. I do the guitar, the bass, the keys, and all the synthesizers, and any stringed instruments are all me playing it through the keyboard. And then sometimes I'll use a drum machine because I'm not a great percussionist. Corina plays keyboard as well. And she's the main vocalist in the band. And actually just recently, so we can start performing live at bigger places, we added a new drummer and a new bassist that'll be working with us on all of our upcoming stuff after this EP.
Oh, wonderful. Wonderful. My goodness. Okay. So, well, let's see. We're always going to cut some corners here. But first of all, let's take a little break here. I want you to give a shout out to the podcast fans out there, the platforms they can find your music on.
Absolutely. So if you guys want to listen to the Just Imagines, you can find us, of course, on Spotify, YouTube, Apple Music, anywhere you consume music, Amazon, iHeartRadio. We're pretty much everywhere you want us to be.
Good deal. All right, people, you heard that. So don't, go walk away from this. You can do that afterwards because you don't want me to come through here with my foot. All right. And Tyler will be back coming up and speaking some German stuff. Oh, brother. So, really good. Now I got to ask, when you did your EPs and singles, did you do that recording on your own or did you go to a studio?
Everything's done on our own. Our album we had mastered by a producer friend of ours. But all the production, all the recording, all that stuff, thankfully I had all that time during the pandemic to learn how to do producing and learn how to use all of my musical equipment. So that's all us.
Sweet. Now, are you using Pro Tools or what are you using?
I have a Apple setup, so I use Logic as my DAW. And I got a couple Focusrite inputs, and so we use those. And then I got some decent mics, and I just got me a Helix LT guitar board, so we've been using that on the EP for our new guitar sounds and everything too.
Very nice. I like those Focusrites.
Yeah, I gotta say, for the price, they're pretty darn good.
Yeah, for that little box, it does amazing things.
Yeah, I totally agree.
Definitely. Good deal. All right. And I'm looking here and I see you got some fans out there that like what you're doing. What do you think of that?
It's really humbling. It's almost like I can't believe people actually want to listen to the stuff that we put out there, but it's really cool because I mean, I didn't get into music obviously for the money because that's not we're not making a ton of that right now, but we just like doing it. And when somebody else appreciates what we did, or if they come up and talk to us after one of our live gigs or something like that, it's very humbling and heartwarming kind of experience.
It is. Now, as far as videos, how many videos you got on YouTube?
That's a great question. I would say probably upwards of the 30s now, because when I first started my channel, I was doing like acoustic guitar covers. So there's a fair amount of videos there. Music videos, I would say maybe 10.
Okay. All right. I was checking that out. I'm going, oh my gosh. Yeah, I love everything up there.
Yeah, we have some of our live performances too. So if you add that in there, like some of our gigs, so we do have pretty many.
Oh, good. Now, is there somebody filming you, or is this you just put the camera on and going at it?
It's mostly us putting the camera on. Thankfully, there's two of us, so sometimes she's holding the camera while I do my part, or we have a tripod, or there's a couple
Right.
videos. The one video we filmed on the beach, we had a couple people filming for us that were helping us out there a little bit. So most of the time, it's just us. We're pretty DIY musicians.
That's good. That's nice. Now, have you been able to play out all since 2020?
Yeah. So as soon as Karina got here, we needed she got here in November of 2022. We
Okay.
needed, we needed some time to get our live gigs together and get our live sound ready. But we started last summer, so that would have been summer of 2023, and we played, I'd say about, we're probably up to like 15, 16 shows we played now in the past year.
Okay. Were they smaller venues, something large, anything?
Definitely smaller ones. We played as part of like a music festival, not a big one. But we've been playing some bars, some wineries, some community days, and a little bit of everything. But yeah, we're trying to start branching out, and that's why we added the bassist and the drummer too, because I don't think like big festivals want a duo using their own backing tracks and stuff like that. Not exactly the same energy.
No, it's not. And once somebody finds out you're using those backing tracks, then you get some backlash sometimes.
Yeah. And there are
Yeah.
own backing tracks. And it's not anything that we're stealing. Like I make the backing tracks of our own songs, so we sound exactly like we do on the album.
Cool. Now, when you're playing these venues and the crowd gets up there, they get close to you. And, I know sometimes the crowds can just get right on top of you when you're on the floor.
Yeah, it kind of depends on the venue, but we've had some definitely where they're right on top of you, or they're dancing right in front, and sometimes you'd be like, whoa, don't be falling over top of this equipment here. So yeah, definitely. I'm kind of keeping one eye on what I'm playing and one eye on like, oh no, they're not going to drop their beer on my board, are they?
Exactly. Oh, I think I've seen it all, and it's a nightmare sometimes. I love the fans.
Oh, absolutely. No, it's when the fans are into it, it just gives me all that much more motivation to keep doing what I'm doing and really put on a hell of a show for them if I can.
Right. Okay, you put this band together. You're going to get out here soon this summer. When it feels comfortable and stuff, do you plan on trying to expand out a little tour, maybe tri-state or something?
Yeah, absolutely. We'd love to. And that's one of the advantages of my actual career being a teacher, that we have long breaks in the summertime.
Yeah.
And that we'll have the opportunity to do that. So it would just be, if given the opportunity, sure, we'd certainly be into that.
I hope so. I hope someday I get back out east and check you out. Definitely. That'd be great.
You get backstage passes, buddy. All for you. No problem.
I appreciate it. And you're out of the PA near Allentown.
Yeah.
And I mentioned I lived in the Poconos there. I love that. I love the Pennsylvania, and especially, the eastern upper part.
Yeah, I totally agree. I kind of always refer to it as like if you're Lord of the Rings fan, I call it like the Shire of the United States. It's all green. There's no natural disasters. It's very chill. So
back when in the 80s when I lived there, I remember having to grab stones because it was new construction. There was just one town bar and store in Old Bracksville. And there was a lot of black bears. So I had to walk, a good mile back to the house. So I'd click those rocks to make sure the bears weren't coming after me.
Heck yeah. I've seen my fair share up there in the Poconos too. Just driving along the road, they'll be trying to cross the road. So there's still plenty of them up there.
There are. Oh my goodness. So let's get back to this. Now I'm going to jump off music for a second. We got to talk about this subject here. And I'm very interested. How'd Philo do, the cat?
Oh, he was close. He finished second in his group right before the finals. He was doing his best. And unfortunately, people are able to buy votes. It's donations, but it's essentially so people donated to the cat that was in second place. I'm doing air quotes for the people who can't see me. People donated. And they donated at 9:58 p.m. when the round closed at 10 p.m. So it seemed a little bit suspicious. Yeah, he was in first place for 6 weeks.
Oh man, I wanted to see Philo win.
I know, but he's still living the dream here. He came all the way from Germany too, so he's retired here in the United States now.
So you talked to the cat in German?
Yeah, well, we've been teaching him English because our other cats speak English, so he's starting to get pretty good. You know, he's made it in pretty good with the other kitties as well now.
Beautiful. Just tell the podcast people what we're talking about as far as Philo. What'd you do?
Yeah. So my wife brought her lovely tuxedo cat. His French name is Filou, and then his American name is, we call him Floofers. And he got entered into America's favorite pet contest, and boy, it looked like he was going to win there for a while. And Al, you were kind enough to support him along his journey there. So he just missed out, but we're still proud of him. It was a good run. He did all he could.
That's beautiful. I love my animals. I'm a dog person, but I had a cat once kick my butt. I didn't like that.
Nah, he's a lover, not a fighter. We don't have to worry about that.
Good deal. Good deal. Oh, I got tears out of my eyes. That was great. Okay, let's get back to music and stuff here. All right, what are we going to go on the board here? Now, I got down here. I see you're one of the nominees for the ISSA, International Singer-Songwriters Association.
Yeah, yes, sir. We actually were fortunate enough. We got a lot of crazy stories already from our short music career here. So yes, we were ready to go down last year. We made the finals for I think single, duo, and maybe album of the year. I don't even remember what we made the finals for. But we were ready to go down to the award show last year. We're sitting on the plane in Philadelphia International Airport, and as we're sitting on the plane, they canceled the flight because the plane was unbalanced.
Oh, unbalanced plane. Okay.
Yeah. So I've heard of that in little planes, but this is like a giant 747. And so we missed the whole show. Nothing's refundable. We're out all of our money. And we go home and we're all, obviously very distraught. And we wake up the next day and we found out we won for the duo of the year. So that kind of changed our mood right around.
Beautiful.
So we're the judges this year. We get to help figure out who gets the honor of being able to win it this year.
Hint, please vote for me.
Yeah, I got your back, buddy.
I appreciate it. I just did it for the fun. I don't know if anything will come of it, but we'll see. We'll see. I don't, I've got plenty of awards, but I don't like a pat on the back. I do what I do because I love it.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
We feel the same way. We do it because we enjoy it. And when we do get that pat on the back, then it's just, icing on the cake.
It is. And you don't forget that. Exactly. All right. I want to get to some fun questions here for you before we get to some music. All right.
Karina's here too. If you ever want her to jump in for a question or two, she'd be happy to, I think.
Hey, Corina, can you hear me?
Unfortunately, she can't. I have it all on the microphone. Otherwise, we'll have too much feedback. But if you ever want her to jump in for a question, I'll just give her the headphones here.
All right, I probably will in a few minutes here. Okay, I'm going to ask you this question. I'm going to ask her a couple of questions I'm going to ask you. Now, you get two answers on this question, a person that's alive and a person that is passed. Who would you want to step on stage with and perform?
One alive, one passed?
Yep.
All right, current, I'm going to go Stu McKenzie from King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard.
Really?
Yeah, wow. Current one. They're one of my favorite bands right now, and they're kind of like bringing psychedelic music back to more of the mainstream. So I'm a big fan of that. My old one, my deceased one, super easy. I would definitely be John Lennon.
John, yes.
That's my guy. I'm born October 9th, the same day as him. So I always kind of felt like a special connection with John Lennon. And that's why we put the band or the name Imagine in our band name as well.
I like that. Good answers. I'm liking that. All right, next one. You get two answers on this one. What stage would you want to play on anywhere in the world?
Ooh, I know that one right away too. It would be Red Rock Amphitheater in Colorado.
Yeah. Most definitely.
Yeah, we actually saw King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard there last summer as part of our honeymoon, and so it was like dream come true to finally be there. And now next step is we got to play there.
Yeah, it's an amazing stage. I've been there, and I love the acoustics and everything. It's great.
And just the views and just the vibes of the people and everything there. It's just a fantastic, fantastic venue.
It is. It really is. Give me another one.
Another venue that I would like to play. I'm gonna go international here. It is called Gampel is the name of the festival. It's near the Matterhorn in Switzerland. And when I was an exchange student, I lived in Switzerland, and I got to go to this festival. and it's just a beautiful setting, like snow-capped mountains,
Wow.
green
Oh,
meadows, and like it's
mm,
just a beautiful, beautiful place. So both of mine are natural places. I would love to play somewhere like that too. That would be
oh.
my number two.
I wouldn't leave Switzerland if I went. No, couldn't get me to come home.
It was hard to. They made me go home, but I go back all
Get
the
out.
time. Yeah, we still have friends there, so we'll be back there this summer seeing some of our friends. So yeah, we're over there as
Oh,
much as we can.
beautiful. Awesome. All right. Couple more here, fun ones. Okay. You're at a venue and performing. Okay. And this is kind of for both you and Karina here. I'll let you answer. Okay. You
Mhm.
start performing. The people get up, start moving and grooving a little bit. Maybe you see them singing some of your songs. It's got to hit you in the heart. How's it make it feel?
That would definitely be a new one. We haven't had that yet.
No.
I don't know how I'd react. I would probably be distracted while I'm trying to play. Like, oh my God, these people know the words to our songs. That would be crazy. That's a hard one to say. I'm not because I haven't experienced it yet. I'm not exactly sure how I would react.
Uh, yeah, you're not going to know because it will happen, and you'll either fumble or you'll take it or turn around like I didn't get my wind back and turn around.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I'll
Well,
look down
good.
at
So
the
that's
strings for a while and not make eye contact till I get over the shock of that actually happening.
right on, right on. All right, okay. This one I like to ask, and I don't know if it's happened to you or you're a Carino and you're performing, but any embarrassing moments, mic fall, instrument, just any big thing happen.
Mm, yeah, nothing too major, and I haven't like fallen off the stage or anything like that. Nobody's fallen over. Couple times where I was like ready to kick into the solo, I stepped on the cord and pulled the cord right out of my guitar. So then the solo obviously didn't come across as loud as I needed it to be, or we use my phone to hook up to our Bluetooth PA, and so sometimes we were playing one time, and I had forgotten to silence notifications, and I got a call, and so the ringtone started coming through the PA instead of the song. So that was another kind of dumb screw up on my part there.
Oh, I have my board here. And so if I don't hit the Bluetooth off, I will get the wife's whatever coming through the phone. And it's happened on a few shows.
There you go. So you know where I'm coming
Yeah,
from, Al.
yeah, I do. And when I used to do TV, I never knew what was going to happen when I brought the bands in and played live on TV.
Yeah, sure.
Oh my gosh, memories.
Yeah.
Anyways, not going down that road. All right, let's talk about a little bit of this music here. And I want you to talk about 3 songs here.
Okay.
Let's go to this one, The Confusion and Division. I like that. Talk to me about that song.
That's our latest single that just came out
Mm-hmm.
a couple weeks ago. It's
Right.
going to be part of our upcoming EP called Pandora's Box. And the whole EP is kind of centered around the theme of almost like mental health and mental health problems that people have that may almost kind of cause some of the calamities that take place in the world and some of the violence and some of the hate. And we kind of look at that from a different perspective. And because we are so divided in so many things, through it be like media, political opinions, then it's often with our confusion of ourselves that leads kind of to this division. And I think that's what that song is talking about. And that's why we kind of made it like a trippy, psychedelic, hard rock kind of song, because we wanted to also be a little bit confusing to the ear.
I like that, and especially about mental health, because that's a big thing with me and No Cover TV. Every August is No Cover TV's mental health, where we talk about musicians and just regular people that have mental health problems. Let them know it is okay. There is somebody to talk to out there. You're not the only one that goes through the BS in life. Yeah.
Yeah,
So got to support
absolutely.
that.
It's important for us too. There's no doubt about it.
Very important. Very important. Okay, I'm liking this song right here. Tragic Trinity. Mm-hmm. Okay. You're going wild on that lead, aren't you?
Yeah, that was a fun one. I think that one definitely we were talking about Rage Against the Machine earlier. I think you can hear the Rage Against the Machine influence in the lead riff on that song for sure.
I love those leads. That was great. It kind of brought me back to when I would, because I was in a 3-piece side and I did that too. And it was just a lot of fun, you know. And what guitar are you using? Your electric guitar?
On that one, I'm using a Gibson Les Paul.
You're using a Gibby. All right.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. What else you got?
My 2 mains that I go between for recording, I either use the Les Paul or I go with my my Telecaster. So
And you got a telly.
yep. So
Oh,
I think they have very
yeah.
diverse sounds, and I think that
Yeah.
they can really cover a lot of different genres. So I would love to have like 10 more guitars, but my bank account doesn't permit it. So we have other stuff we have to buy for our music career. So that's why I stick to those. But I really love the Les Paul. That's my main go-to guitar.
It's a beautiful guitar, and it just you can make it sound pretty or make it squeal and
Yep,
talk to you.
yep. That's what I like
Oh
about
my,
it.
that is beautiful. I love it. Good deal. All right, let's go to this song, "Baby I'm Coming for You." Now that's more mellow acoustic right there. Totally
Yeah,
different.
yeah. That's from our love story, and the story of that song is actually I wrote that song for Karina for Valentine's Day since I couldn't actually be there to give her anything because that was, excuse me, when she still lived in Germany. So the gist of the song was essentially, "Don't worry, baby, I'm coming over to get you one day, and then you'll be back here in America." And so that's why I figured it had to be a nice, dreamy, acoustic, more mellow kind of song. I don't think the Rage Against the Machine style song would have worked for that.
I don't think so. And that's a beautiful song. I do like that a lot.
Thank you
Very
very much.
nice. Very nice. Do you have any merchandise for the fans?
Yeah, we absolutely do. We run our merch through T-Mill is the name of the website. So
Okay.
and they're a really cool website because they're sustainable. So they have plant a tree weekends where if you buy a shirt, they'll plant a tree, or there's clean up the ocean weekends, or if you buy a shirt, they'll clean up a kilo of plastic from the oceans. It's all organic, sustainable cotton. And all the
Okay.
shirts are designed by Karina herself.
Hey, beautiful. I'm gonna get me one of those.
Oh,
Definitely.
that'd be awesome, man. Yeah.
Definitely.
If you just look at T Mill, the Just Imagines, we got all kinds of shirts out there.
Email. All right, got this down. Okay, good deal. All right. And any of you guys, since you've been together, done any collaborations with anybody else?
You know what? We've been so busy with doing our own thing and trying to get the house in order since she moved here. We haven't collaborated with anyone else yet. Previously we did that whole EP, Imagine Reality. We collaborated with this is an interesting combo. So a guy that we never met from Canada, really nice guy. We just met him online. He was the bass player on the EP. And the
Okay.
other guy was, I can't say his name, but he was a Buddhist monk who in his spare
Mm.
secret life he did hardcore metal music and he was the producer and
Oh,
played a lot of the guitar on the album.
that's pretty cool. A monk doing heavy metal.
Yeah, I mean, who would have thought it? Yeah, he's doing the Om and then he's doing the Rah after that. So.
I'd like to see that. Oh no. No, I see. You've done some podcasts. Are you getting some press and all that?
Yeah, absolutely. I think with everything that we do, we're making like not huge steps, we're making incremental steps in the right direction. Every time there's a little bit more, there's a little bit more reaction. And yeah, and being as part of ISA or however they pronounce it, the International Songwriters Association, there's so many cool people doing so many cool things. We've really made a lot of connections through that.
Nice, nice. There's a lot of great people. I've been talking to them myself, and it's just amazing the artists like yourself that are out there producing and making great music. Great music.
Yeah, totally agree.
Indeed. All right, let's throw this question out here. You got any through what you and Karina have been doing the last few years? Any memorable moments you two might have had doing this?
Oh God, there's been a lot of memorable moments. I gotta say,
Yeah,
obviously, taking the stage together for the first time was pretty awesome. It's like, oh my God, people are listening to our music here live. That was fantastic. Winning the Duo of the Year award last year was definitely a very memorable moment, especially the circumstances surrounding everything that happened. And
yeah.
and I would just say, when we finally did release our first album after we put those 13 songs together. And then, of course, most memorable is when Karina and I got married, because that's what this was all about. So
Oh,
I know that's not
that's
music, but that's what our music was about at the time. So
well, it's great that you write about it. It's wonderful. No, definitely. Wish more people would do that. Wish more people would do that. Okay, look at the time. We've got about 11 minutes, 12 minutes. All right, let's get Karina on. Let me ask you some questions.
all right, let me hand over the headphones to her. She's ready to jump in here.
All right.
Hi
Mhm.
there. Can you hear me?
Corina, how are you?
Hi, nice to meet you.
Pleasure to meet you too. And welcome to America.
Oh, thank you.
Yes, it's beautiful how you two got together and making great music.
Oh, that's really nice to hear. We really appreciate that.
Beautiful. And we chatted a little bit about the cat, Philo. Yes, indeed. Well, I've got a couple questions I want to ask you, and I asked Tyler here. I want to ask you these two questions too, and you probably heard his answers. Okay, a person alive, a person that's passed, who would you want to step on stage and perform with?
Um, that's a hard question.
Take your time.
Um, yeah, like Tyler said, we really pretty much love the same music. I mean, like, um, lots of different styles and artists and influences. And
Yeah.
yeah, of course, I would like to meet some of those legends, you know?
Uh, Especially like probably the Beatles, I would say.
Yeah, like
Yes.
the Beatles, Tina Turner, maybe,
Oh,
or yeah, lots of icons that have their
that's
special qualities I really admire, you know?
that is great. And I like that I read here that both of you are a power couple, and a lot of your songs are about your love story and how you got together. And it's just heartwarming. It's beautiful.
Oh, thank you. I'm really glad if it touches people and
Yeah,
yeah.
it does. It does. And you collaborating with Tyler and bringing the music to a whole amazing job. Amazing job. And like I
Thank
told
you.
Tyler earlier, you two make a beautiful couple.
Oh, thank you so
You do.
much. I'm so flattered now. I don't know what to say.
That's all right. You can do that a little bit.
Yeah, I'm more of the introverted part of us.
Okay. Now, I want to ask you, before you came to America, real quick,
Mhm.
how long were you into music before you met Tyler?
Like officially making my own music and releasing the music um was like pretty much only about 2 years before
Oh,
we've met,
okay. Okay.
something like that.
Now, now, when you met Tyler, did you know that he was musically inclined, that this might come together?
Yeah, because we met through the music in a
Mm,
chat. I,
nice.
I mean, if I do I understand your question?
Yeah, you got it. That's
Yeah,
that's wonderful.
that was actually why, because it was also a chat on Twitter, or now X. um, it's not
One of
that
the
it was a
platforms.
favorite platform, but yeah, a few years ago it was pretty good because we found lots of people there and made lots of connections too. And the best of all, we met there and was like a German speaking group. So yeah, and we all talked about whatever stuff, and he was looking for female vocals. So he asked me. I don't
Oh
know if
my
he
goodness.
told you. I didn't hear anything.
Well, yeah, you mentioned that. That's just great stuff. And congratulations on last year winning the, duo on the International Singer Songwriters Association.
Oh, thank you. Thanks.
Yes, definitely. I know you can't run this year, but hope you vote for me. I'm putting it out there. People vote for me.
Yeah.
No, uh, good deal.
Yeah, for sure. We met some awesome people like you.
I appreciate that.
We
I'm having a
keep
good
that in
time with
mind.
you. Well, we're going to do this again down the road when you got the full band together, and that's going to be amazing. Can't
Yeah,
wait for the new album to come.
awesome. Thank you.
It's going to be great.
Yeah,
Excuse me. Hit the
we're excited too. Oh,
I
yeah.
bet. Well, Karina, it was great talking to you, and we're going to talk again, okay?
Oh, I hope so. It was great talking
Oh,
to
yeah.
you.
Yes, indeed. We will meet someday. So why don't we? I wish both of you could be on, but let's put Tyler back on for a second.
For sure. And
Okay.
thank you. And
Del,
talk to you
thank you
later.
so
Have a
much.
good day.
Thank you so much.
All right, I'm back with you.
All right, good deal. And Tyler's back. All right, we just had a minute with Karina, your wonderful wife there.
Yeah, shift
Awesome.
change.
Shift change. There we go. All right, good deal. Now, let's see. Where are we seeing ourselves possibly in 5 years, future wise? Where do you want to be at?
I'm big on visualization, so I constantly kind of just visualize bigger stages with
Mhm.
someone doing the sound for us, so I don't have to do that all the time. And
Yes.
I just visualize, meeting more bands and making more connections and starting to branch out into the tri-state area here. And I definitely see ourselves as still doing music and hopefully being a little bit bigger than we are now. Mostly
Yeah.
because, again, it's not about making money. We just try to spread the love and the good vibes, and we hope that gets out there to people.
Yeah, and you're doing a great job. And like I tell everybody, do what you want to do. Don't listen to anybody. Do your thing. Yes.
Hell yeah, brother. That's the best part about being
Mhm.
an independent band.
Yeah, and I run into the labels, and my foot is still up a few butts. So, oh, brother, I've been doing this too long. So, all right, Tyler, we're getting to the end of the interview here, my friend. And I want to thank everybody on Podcast Land, of course, checking out this episode with Tyler Cressman and his beautiful wife, Karina. Great music. Get to the platforms, all platforms. You will find the Just Imagines. Did I do it right?
You got it, man. Nailed it.
Got a good deal. So check them out. Of course, check out the No Cover TV podcast. We've always got great artists of all genres and age groups coming on the show. So check out the past 100 this year. You're actually number 160 today, 160th show today.
All right.
So
All right. You're getting up there.
I'm getting up there. Oh, yeah. And we're booked solid till July. I'm taking July off, and then we're booked solid to Christmas. Unbelievable. That's great.
That's
beautiful.
fantastic. Yeah, it's amazing what you do to get these artists some exposure.
Anything I can do. I've been doing it since 97 from TV to DJ and now the podcast. I'll always support you, artists, and be there for you if you ever need me. Yes.
Well, we appreciate it. And we wish we had more people like you out there in the world, Al.
No, I do too. I do too. Oh. Anyways, so as I mentioned earlier in the show, I want you to end this show in some German. Now, talk nice, all right?
Ich kann einfach sagen, es hat mir sehr gut gefallen, hier zu sein heute. Es hat uns Spaß gemacht und dein Programm ist wirklich super. Was du machst für andere Künstler gefällt uns mega. Und ja, wir wünschen euch alles das Beste, dass wir hier waren heute und viel Glück mit dieser ISA Award.
Oh my goodness. Wow. That was great. And all I understood was bratwurst. No.
I mentioned beer in there too. You didn't catch the beer part?
I think I did, but I didn't know if I dared talk about it. So on that note, I want to have a beer with you.
Yeah, absolutely, man. If I make it out to Michigan or you make it over to Eastern PA, certainly drop me a line.
Oh, most definitely, my friend. I love to keep in contact. We're going to do this again, hopefully in 6 months or so, a little later, when the band's together and new albums out and stuff. I can't wait to hear that.
Absolutely, brother. We'd love to come back sometime.
Oh, you've got it, my friend. You always have an open door to come on No Cover TV, my friend. And if you do need anything, don't hesitate to get a hold of me. I'll answer any business questions or whatever you have.
Hey,
Yes.
Appreciate that,
So,
man.
Yeah.
Great.
Not a problem, brother. So, everybody on Podcast Land, we're going to wrap this off with Tyler and Karina, the Just Imagines. Check them out. If you're in Eastern PA, go check out a live show. You're going to really dig it. Don't get too close. He might smack you like I would. No, just kidding.
Nah.
Yeah, Tyler wouldn't do that now. Good stuff. So I thank you again, Tyler, for joining me today on the podcast. This was a great show.
Hey, thank you. And on behalf of my wife, thank you very much from both of us. And we had a great time talking to you, and enjoy the rest of your weekend, brother. We'll talk again soon.
Sounds like a plan. All right, I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to get this all set it to the platforms, and I'll send you the link, brother. All right?
Peace. Sounds great. We'll share it out to all of our fans, and hopefully they'll check it out.
All right, everybody. Like Tyler said, peace. We're out of here. I'll talk to you soon, brother.
Later.
Later.